Hello, free spirits. I hope you're well. Today, we're going to talk about anger. There are three main types of anger: passive aggression, open aggression, and assertive anger. People who are passive aggressive, they tend to avoid confrontation or arguments. They have difficulties explaining their feelings, the way they are feeling. They become very silent. They may go away and not tell you where they are or why they are angry. They keep everything inside, they internalize, and they may be even ghosting, procrastinating, pretending that everything is fine. They resist other people's requests. They use sarcasm. They act stubbornly, and they procrastinate. Passive-aggressive behavior attempts to control the situation or control others through all of these behaviors. What are the effects of dealing with passive-aggressive people? Well, they hurt their relationships. It causes confusion. It's never clear if they are angry or not, or why they are angry about. It creates resentment in that relationship, and people get tired of requesting things that they want, they need, or that they would like to happen. It creates more anger. It doesn't resolve the issue or the problem, and it creates more resentment from the person being angry and from others. The second type of anger or aggression is open aggression. This is when someone is physically aggressive or even emotionally or verbally. Anger can be expressed in the form of aggression physically by touching, hurting, lashing out to others physically. But also open aggression can be verbally, using words, hurtful words, disrespectful words, or cursing at others. People who are openly angry and they don't have emotional balance, they can even commit crimes like sexual abuse. They have no boundaries. They use violent victimization, assault, financial exploitation, economic abuse, threats of harming or killing others, and even homicide. Open aggression has serious mental health impact in the person and even the community. It increases depression levels, anxiety, and suicide, causes premature death, and is one of the major problems of society. The third type of anger is assertive anger, and this is the healthy way to deal with anger. Assertive anger is when people communicate the way they are feeling. They try to keep their emotions under control, or better said, in balance. They are confident in the way they say things and explain how they feel. They are open to the other person's point of view and perspective. They are able to listen attentively without interrupting and take turns to talk. They avoid becoming defensive, that is, interrupting, getting angry, or not being open to the other person's perspective. They don't raise their voice or lash out to the other person. They think before speaking, and this requires a certain level of self-awareness and introspection. Self-awareness is being in the present moment and being aware of your thoughts before you use words to express how you feel. You also think about how what I'm gonna say is gonna impact the other person. They are respectful and patient and validate the other person's feelings. Validation is also a technique used in counseling psychology. And this is when the other person is telling their story, their perspective, or their feelings. We always start saying, I get you, I heard you, or I'm trying to understand you. Let me now tell you my perspective. This is validation and is a very important part of assertive anger. The effects of assertive anger are wonderful. It improves relationships, it improves family dynamics, It benefits the health of others and your health. It helps you grow by knowing yourself better and becoming self-aware. It increases trust and harmony in your relationships and the workplace, creates opportunities for dialogue, reconciliation, and even forgiveness. And it may also help others open up to you. Several things and situations can cause anger in people. We are talking here about a pattern of anger. We have the tendency to either respond in a passive-aggressive way, in an assertive way, or being openly aggressive. These tendencies or patterns can be caused by environment or biology. Most of the time, it's a combination of both. Environment is your family upbringing, social norms and expectations, even culture, religion, school, friends, and family. If you grew up in an environment or a family or a culture where expressing your emotions was socially unacceptable or was not encouraged or perhaps was punished, we are going to have the tendency to be passive aggressive. If you grew up in a culture where there is no boundaries, there is no a lot of guidance from adults, parents, or guardians, and there is a lack of respect in the way we talk, where the values of that culture don't respect certain groups, we are going to be more open to be openly aggressive or show the anger in an open way that is not healthy, and it can be hurtful and detrimental. Expressing your anger in an assertive way but with emotional balance, it's difficult and sometimes even scary. You are opening up and you're being vulnerable by showing to somebody else why are you angry and what do you need from them. It requires a certain level of maturity and even emotional strength. But the more you practice being assertive, the easier it will get. Another reason for anger can be mental health. Some studies suggest that depression is linked with passive-aggressive behavior. If we don't express our needs in a healthy way, if we don't talk about our emotions and become silent and passive-aggressive, we are going to feel unfulfilled, repressed, and probably depressed. Your mental state influences how you see the world and how you behave. Limiting beliefs, catastrophizing, thinking that the worst will happen, diminishes the trust we have in others, and we are going to act more defensive, more distrustful in our relationships. Your mental state also influences how confident you are in expressing yourself and how you say what you need, how do you ask for it, even when you feel angry. Also, during extreme circumstances, it is easier for people to become angry and lose that emotional balance. Political instability, pandemics, health issues, economic recession, all of those circumstances can aggravate the way we feel and how we respond to anger. How do we manage anger? First of all, recognize when other people are being passive-aggressive or openly aggressive. It is crucial that you adopt a zero tolerance with people who are openly aggressive towards you. Unfortunately, and this is going to be hard for some people to hear, family is one of the most violent institutions in the world. People are very openly aggressive in a family setting or a partnership. Why? Because they can get away with it. Another way to manage anger is to practice self-awareness, also called mindfulness. When you become self-aware, you always are a step ahead of your emotional brain. You are observing yourself. You are present in the present moment with your full attention, and you are feeling your feelings and your emotions. This is not controlling your emotions, this is observing them, acknowledge them, that you are angry, for example, but still remain balanced. Self-awareness is going to help you to respond wisely instead of react or overreact. And lastly, know and understand your triggers. We all have some triggers that make us be more vulnerable and more weak in our balance. When you understand what triggers you, you can manage your anger in a healthier way because you know what's happening to you. That's all, free spirits. I hope this was helpful. Continue to be a free spirit. Liberate your mind and open your mind to new possibilities. As always, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.